Excuse me while I pick my nose, apparently. Itchy. Welcome back, Freedom Savers. It's time for the monthly update. I am doing at least once a month, giving you guys an update on my life, my investments, my stock portfolios, and my FIRE movement and how it's going along for me. I'm very excited. There's been a lot of changes in my life, and over the past 2 months, as you know, I moved, and I'm very happy with my decision. I own a lot less. I've sold a little bit, and I gave the rest to the ex-wife so she could sell it or just store it, whatever. But for the most part, it's out of my life. Probably lost a lot of money there if I don't sell them and they're just gone, which is fine. But I'm very happy with what I own. Like, I can't think of anything that I want to purchase. Anyway, today I'm going to be talking about the move, how I feel about it, my 401k, what I've done with that, new investments I'm doing and playing around with. Yeah, so it all. So let's get started. All right, so first things first. I moved in with a roommate out of a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, in with a roommate in May. And it's the best decision I've made financially. I saved over 59% on rent, like 50% on electricity, and I dropped a bunch of expenses. What this has enabled me to do is save 65+% of my income. I'm actually saving between 65 and 85% of my income now. I'm going to show you my budget and stuff, but first thing I want to talk about is the 401k. So my 401k, I realized after moving, like, I knew that there was going to be moving expenses, and I did. I spent like $2,500 to move. But I didn't know how much I was going to be able to work with. Like, I had an idea, I had calculations in a spreadsheet, and I wasn't sure how much I was actually going to be spending. Now I've been here for a month and a half. I have a very good idea of how much I'm going to be spending every month, and it turns out that I'm actually going to be saving more than I thought I would. And most of that's due to overtime I'm getting now and a side hustle. So we'll talk about that in a minute. And just so anybody, I've had a couple comments on my channel thinking, okay, well, you'll probably make that. If you make that video, you make that much money out of it, blah, blah. I don't make money from YouTube. Zero, zip, zilch, not a penny. All right. I have not met the requirements to monetize. And I won't. At the rate I'm going, I won't reach those requirements to monetize for probably 2 years. And that's fine. I'm not in a hurry. I mean, it would be nice to get a little extra, passive income from YouTube for making videos and whatnot. But I'm not counting on that ever happening. And if it does, I know it's going to be like 2 years down the road. At least a year. But I'm going to say 2 at least, because my schedule and everything is, once a month. It's not as up to par. I'll probably end up doing more videos. Like, I already have another video I want to make about my suggested books to read. But long story short, I don't make any money from YouTube. Just let's get that out of the way, okay? I make zero, not a penny. Never have, and I probably won't for many years. So anyway, 401k. Well, the 401k, once I moved and I learned how much I was spending and how much money I was bringing in and all that good stuff, I realized that while I was planning on starting to max my 401k and my Roth every year, which I'm already doing, starting next year when I turn 50, and that includes the $6,000 extra for makeup contributions since I'm over 50. So that means I would have to put $25,000 away in my 401k starting next year. And that was the plan, right? That was the plan to get to. And do that for at least 5 years, right? So it's $125,000 invested. Not counting the Roth of $7,000 a year, because I have the makeup contribution of $1,000 on that. But now that I'm here and I'm set up and I'm going and I'm hustling and doing my thing, I realize that I'm actually capable of maxing it this year for $19,000. So I did that. I upped my 401k to 32% of my income last month. And this month, I've actually upped it to 50% of my income. So before I even get my check, 50% out and gone and into the 401k. Now, I'm only doing that for 2 paychecks. So for 1 month, I'm only doing that in July. And the reason I'm doing that is because the 32% would have gotten me to max by the end of the year. But I want to be to the point where if it continued to pull out my check, I would over contribute. I want to do that sometime by November or September, October, November, December, somewhere in that range. Before the end of the year, I want to be able to the point where if they took the money out of my check, I would end up over contributing to the 401k. And that's why I'm only doing this for 2 paychecks. Then I'm actually going to drop it back down to around 30%, which will easily get me to that point. The reason I want to do that is because I called Vanguard, who's my 401k is with, and they do not prevent me from over contributing. But they inform me that my company is supposed to prevent me from over contributing. So once I hit that 19,000 point, my company is supposed to prevent me from over contributing. Now, my HR department's kind of iffy. I get different answers when I call them about every question I have. And every time I call them, I get a different answer. So I'm just going to test it and we'll see what happens. But we'll see if they prevent it. So anyway, that's what's happening with 401k. Right now, it's at 50% for the next 2 paychecks. I'm also playing around on Robinhood. And let me hop into my Robinhoods here. And I will show you what I'm doing. So I currently have $1,020.04 on Robinhood. I deposited $1,000 even on Robinhood. Now, the reason I did this is because I wanted to play with options trading. Now, I've been thinking about it and I'm like, okay, I can sell a put option for a company I already want to own. A good dividend payer, a dividend aristocrat type payer. And if the option does go through because the price dropped, then I would have to buy 100 shares of that company, which would be fine with me because I'm already willing to purchase it at that price. So why not get paid a premium for taking on the obligation to buy it at a certain price and get free money and increase the amount I make off of my investment? So to give you an idea here, what I want to do is we'll go into Ford. Now, Ford is the cheapest stock that I'm using right now that I can find that is actually in my Roth and one of the dividend paying companies that I like. Now, as you can see down here, if I get to it, so I sold a put for $9.50 for the 6/28 date. What that means is this actually filled on June 5th. So I sold this put option on June 5th. So basically I am betting that the price of Ford would not drop to $9.50 by 6/28. And I sold it on June 5th. So basically within a 3-week period, a little less than 3 weeks. And in return for that, if it does drop that low, then I will be required to purchase 100 shares of Ford at $9.50. Which means I had to have $950 of collateral sitting in here ready to purchase 100 shares if this went through, right? If the price did drop below $9.50. Well, as you know, the price never did drop to $9.50 if you look at the history. And the price is currently at like $10.15. $10.14. All right. So when I sell this, I immediately get $14 for selling this contract and taking on the obligation to purchase 100 shares of Ford if it drops that price. If it doesn't, by the expiration date, which was 6/28, by the end of that day, if it doesn't drop to that price, I don't buy 100 shares of Ford. And I keep the $14 for the contract that I sold. Now, if you pull out our handy dandy calculator here, what that is $14, and I had to have $950 of collateral. That is 1.47% interest. It's 1.47% return in 3 weeks. Now, if that was to be duplicated over a period of a year, and we'll just say it was in 4 weeks, we'll just say we only get that once a month, and we times that by 12, that's 17.68% interest. Or interest, sorry, I keep saying interest. Yield. That's 17.68% profit. That's pretty damn good in a year. So that's why I'm playing with options, to try to see what kind of return I can get. Now, I just put this one on today. It won't happen until tomorrow, assuming someone actually purchases it. But I put a $10 put in, or I sold a $10 put, or I'm selling a $10 put until 7/5, which is only 4 days away. And one of those days is a holiday, so it's going to be closed. So really, this is only like a 3-day put that I'm trying to sell. And for it, I'm trying to sell it for $5. See, the limit price is 5 cents, but you times that by 100 because all options are 100 shares. So if this sells tomorrow, if this contract sells tomorrow, I will get $5. And then if the price drops to $10 by the 5th, by Friday, then I will be required to purchase 100 shares of Ford at $10 or $1,000 for 100 shares. If it doesn't, then I just keep the $5. And if we look at that, $5 divided by $1,000, I've got to sit on, that's 0.5% of interest in 4 days. In 4 days. All right, that's amazing. So anyways, if that goes through, that's what I'm trying to do. If it does hit $10, which there is a very high likelihood of it hitting $10. I mean, it's only at $10.14 now. If it drops 14 cents, boom, I have to buy 100 shares of Ford. But you know what? I kind of want to buy 100 shares of Ford right now. And the reason for that is twofold. One is their earnings are coming out sometime before around the 20th, 19th, somewhere in that 20 something, I don't know, somewhere in there. And it's July, which means that they should be announcing their ex-dividend date for the dividend. And normally the ex-div date is after the 20th of the month. So with the dividend, I figured out I should be getting, with 100 shares of Ford, I should be getting approximately $15, something like that. Sorry for my voice. I was sick for an entire month and lost my voice. And yeah, it really hasn't recovered ever since. So I don't know what's up with that. 60 cents. So yeah, it's 15 cents a quarter. So 15 cents times 100 obviously is $15. So I'd get $15 for owning Ford on the 20th or whatever date the ex-dividend date is. And then what I'll do is I'll sell a call option on it, which means I will be obligated to sell 100 shares of Ford if it reaches a certain price. So that's what I plan on doing. I'm just going to buy it, sell puts, and make money off of it. And if I'm required to buy it, I'm going to try to buy it at the right time, like right before the ex-div date, and get a little dividend capture. And then I'm going to sell calls on it. And if I'm required to sell it, then so be it. I sell it and I get the money back so I can sell a put again. And I'm going to continue doing this over and over and over. And right now I'm just doing Ford because it's a good, cheap company. And I don't want to invest or lock up a whole lot of money sitting on Robinhood. So right now I've got $1,000. This 2004 is profit. $6 and something of this actually came from Zynga, which was a free stock I got because Emily, one of my subscribers, I'm assuming, I'm sorry, Emily, I'm not super familiar with you, but somebody used my link on Robinhood and gave me a free stock, which was awesome. And I got Zynga, which was like $6. Anyway, you get the point. So I got the $14 from selling the option and having it expire, and I got $6 from Zynga. So that's why I'm up $20 already. But that's $20 in 3 weeks. That's not bad. 2% on my money, right? Yeah, that's 2% on my money in 3 weeks. That's amazing. So that's why I'm playing with options here. All right, enough. I've gone on long enough on this particular subject. So we're going to move on. Vanguard hasn't updated the 401k account yet. They only update like 10, 11, 12 at night. It's ridiculous. It's a little annoying. But anyways, let's get into the meat of this video since I've wasted so much time already on this. Right now, what am I doing? Let me flip back to my ugly face here. So right now, I am researching and learning about real estate investing and specifically rental properties. I have a little bit of money sitting in my taxable accounts, and it's enough to put down on a property if I wanted to. So I don't know anything about real estate. I have ideas and a little bit of knowledge, but nothing. I've never bought a piece of property in my life, not even a home, my own home. So I'm researching real estate and learning about that. So I'm studying and researching about real estate for rental properties. I'm doing a little bit of side hustling, although I've been slacking this past couple of weeks. I signed up with Uber Eats, and I am delivering for Uber Eats a little bit. Here in Phoenix, it seems to not make much money. Even when you get in the little special areas and stuff, it's not that lucrative, guys. Maybe if I was in a bigger city, I don't know. But in Phoenix, Arizona, I am not making a lot of money on Uber. I've only done a few deliveries though, so we'll see how that goes. I want to do at least, I want to get to 30 deliveries within 90 days period because I use someone's code and you get a reward. I believe it's like a minimum of 130 bucks if you just do 30 deliveries within 90 days because I use someone's referral code. I will leave my referral link in the description, and I'll probably put it in the little, in a comment down below. And if you guys do want to sign up and do some Uber Eats delivery or just Uber deliveries, or you know what I'm saying. If you want to do Uber, basically, or Uber Eats deliveries, use my link, please, and I will get money if you do happen to do 30 deliveries within 90 days of signing up, and you will get money, bonus money. So anyway, I'll leave that down there. But I'm trying out that side hustle a little bit. I'm technically $19 in the hole right now on that side hustle because I purchased a food insulated bag for the food and some other expenses, the car or something. Anyway, oh, and a shirt. Anyway, stuff that you don't necessarily need, but is nice to have. So I'm technically negative $19 on my side hustle. So let's jump in here to my current monthly expenses, my budget, and how much I'm spending. So let's hop over to our screen capture and go to our calculations. So tomorrow I have a meeting with the bank. They're going to drill out the safety deposit box, which has nothing in it, so I can actually close the account and not be charged my 34, 38 bucks for the year coming up. So this $3.18 saving every month for a safety deposit box will be gone. So this actual monthly expenses will be less than this. But as you can see, I've got all of my expenses here, including stuff I am saving for, not investment savings, but stuff that's like, you know, medical, unknown expenses, right? This is spare money here. Travel, which I don't travel right now, but I might in the future. I'm planning on it. So I'm just saving up for that. Saving for a Costco membership for next year because me and my roommate split that. But I may not need that because we actually got free this year. I threw clothes in here of 20 bucks a month just to start getting a little clothes budget, but I very, very, very seldom ever buy clothes. So anyway, as you can see, I'm thinking of every possible expense I have in here and everything's covered. I'm really not spending this much per month. Like $1948.99 is my monthly expenses, but that's including those little savings funds that I have that I'm not actually spending money on. So I'm really spending 18 something, maybe 17 to 1800. But anyway, point is my monthly expenses add up to $1,948.99 per month. And as you'll see in my budget, it actually varies a little bit per month, you know, a couple dollars here and there. So yearly, that comes to $23,387.88. So that's under $24,000 a year that I am spending now that I've gone complete fire, moved, got a roommate, cut all my excess expenses, all that good stuff. So that's amazing. Now, I estimated originally that I'd be saving somewhere between 59 and 65% of my stuff. And I knew it was going to be a little bit more with overtime and whatnot. and I figured I'd be doing 65 to 75%. So let's see how we're doing so far. If I come over here to my budget, we'll just hop in the budget itself real fast. So you can see I budgeted $1933.57 for July. I have $1951.99 in August, and I have $1948.99 in September. Some of that is due to the cigarette expenses changed from this month to another month because I already had supplies to make cigarettes. And yes, I know I need to quit. And some of it's just from a couple little tiny little calculations. Anyway, as you can see, it's under 2,000 every month. So if we go to reports for June, right? Now that June is over, you can see that out of all my spending, I spent the most on investing. And I spent 67.6% of all the money I spent on investing. 16.6% of my spending went to immediate obligations like rent, electricity, gas in the car, food, all that good stuff, not food. 7% went to infrequent expenses, which was car maintenance. I got 4 new tires on the car. Food, I spent 5.3% of all my spending went to food, which was only $300. And technically, I only budget $240 a month. The reason it's over is because Costco had soda for super, super cheap. And I'm a big soda drinker. So I stocked up. And so it'll make up for it in the next month or two. Hidden categories is how much was spent out of my moving costs. Because that's the only hidden category I have is moving costs. And it was just what was left over of the expenses from May. So that's my spending in June. Net worth wise, since May, my net worth has gone up $10,417.86 or 6.8%. Technically at the end of May, so in June, in 1 month, my net worth has increased by over $10,000. At the end of May, it was $152,529. At the end of June, it was $163,358. Now this is before taxes. If you see my spreadsheet, which I will show you momentarily, I take into account taxes on the 401k because I know how much I'm planning on paying in taxes on my withdrawals. Since I'll be able to pick my tax rate when I retire because I can pick how much I withdraw. But either way, this is amazing to have my net worth go up $10,000 in 1 month. That's amazing. That's huge for me. Huge. Now, if we look at my income, so May only showed $508 of income because I started this budget towards the end of May. So I only had like a week or less there. So ignore May. June, I had a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. I have some income coming in from a guy at work who bought my mountain bike. He's paying me $150 at a time. I have money coming from the ex-wife who's paying her electricity bill, which is actually in my name. That's why she's giving it to me. And then Uber, I made a whopping $39. Vanguard gave me a refund of $237.40 this last month because, what was it? Oh, the loan repayment I made. So they overpaid by that much, so they gave the money back. I made $25.48 in interest from my checking account because I had an average of like $15,000 sitting in my checking account, and they pay me like 3% interest or yield per year, APY, which is different than just interest. But anyway, I get 2 to 3% interest on the money in my checking account. And then my paydays, and then credit card rewards. I had enough reward points to get $100 cash back. Overall, my total income sources was $4,474.94, and my total expenses were supposedly $56,92.19. The reason that this is showing negative is because I'm spending more than I have coming in, and that's basically because I already had the money from May. I already had the money in there. And the same thing for June so far. So, because I haven't had any income this month except for the interest from the bank account. So yeah, 67.63%. So if we look at how much I invested this month, all right, so I invested $38.50 and I made $44.74.94. I actually invested 86.03% of my income this month. So that's pretty amazing. But either way, I'm pretty much doing 67% of my income is being invested, saved and invested. So there's that. My current net worth is $149,535.81 after tax, because I take out 11.5% out of the 401k for taxes, because that's how much I plan on paying. If you average the lowest bracket plus the second bracket of 12%, it comes to 11.5%, which is what I plan on paying with withdrawals. So right now I have just broke the $100,000 mark on the 401k, even though the balance is actually over $113,000. It has an update for today. It's actually up higher than $113,000 because the market was up today. But I'm just going to use this number for now, since it's from yesterday, or actually last week, last Friday. Anyways, so I'm excited that the 401k after tax money is actually over $100,000 at this point. This 402 debt's just credit cards, which get paid off every month. As you can see over here, the money's already sitting there to pay it. Boom, boom, boom. So anyways, yeah, that's the net worth portfolio. M1 Finance is doing a special this month. If you haven't signed up with M1 Finance, this would be a good month to do it, because if you use my referral link, you will get $20 for signing up and depositing money. And so will I. So we'll both make money. I will leave the link to that down in the comments as well. That's it. That's all I got for you guys. That's all I got. If you have any questions, if I forgot anything this month, I'm sorry. I've been doing these monthlies. I've had a lot going on in my life. I've been sick. Just a whole lot going on. Oh, one thing I did add to this to the spreadsheet was liquid. I added how much money I have in taxable accounts and the bank accounts. So how much money I have outside of retirement funds. So this money is actually accessible to me immediately. Like I can immediately go withdraw this money, and it's not in a retirement account. Not affect the retirement accounts at all. So I currently have $37,000 basically in cash that I can get. So that's why I'm looking at now 10,000 of that, about 10,000 of that is my emergency fund, 6 months expenses. So I basically have about $27,000, which could be used as a down payment on a property. And that's why I'm starting to look into rental properties. I plan on growing my taxable accounts more, but I am going to be maxing out the 401k. So that comes first right now. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I'm sorry this is so long, and I probably just rambled and rambled and rambled like I am now. So I hope you're doing good. If you have any questions, if you want me to answer anything specific about what I'm doing, about the FIRE movement, about my savings, my investing, any of that good stuff, as you know, I'm completely transparent, and just ask, and I'll be happy to answer. I hope you guys are all doing good. Sorry for the voice. Sorry for the lighting quality here in my room. It doesn't seem too bad, but it's not as good as it was because I don't have my big light up for the video and stuff, and I'm not really planning on putting it up anytime soon. Anyways, I'm out. I've been rambling forever, losing my voice again. Have a good one.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and if you liked the video, hit that like button for me. If you want to hear any specific type of information, anything that you're interested in, you have any questions, just drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your opinions on this video or any other video I've made. And if you know anyone else that might be interested in this video, please be sure to share it on your social media and share the knowledge. Thanks, guys.